All right, we have Mike Hamel joining the program. He has a big opportunity this Friday night in his Bellator debut. He's going to take on Adam Borics at Bellator 243. Magic Mike, how are you, sir?
I'm not too bad, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. You are looking primo right now. You get the mullet going, the mustache going. You look like $1,000,000 right now.
Thank you. The only thing I'm missing is my pit vipers. I'm just built for speed.
So this is very exciting news for you. You're coming off a unanimous decision win in February, and now this big chance presents itself against a high-quality 45er. How did it all happen? Tell me about the call and how you reacted to it.
Yeah, so I've actually been helping my big brother Benson get ready for his fight with Chandler on the same card. So I've been doing all the rounds, all the wrestling workouts, pretty much was in camp. You know, because anybody who knows how hard Benson works knows that if you're going to be giving him rounds, you better be in good shape yourself. So I was pretty much in camp, and my manager called my coach. I believe it was last Tuesday. Maybe it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, and called him and was like, yo, can Mike take this fight with Borics at 45? And so we started kind of talking and ended up agreeing on a catchweight. And I just ran with it. You know, I've been getting ready for a position like this to pop up. So when opportunity called, I had to answer it.
You've been competing for a little over 5 years, at least that's what the sheets say, from your amateur debut to where we're at now. And, you know, since this is the first time you and I have spoken, and selfishly, I just love these Genesis stories. How did this crazy MMA road begin for you ahead of this big fight on Friday night?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was pretty much born into wrestling, right? Like literally, the first pair of shoes I ever got was a little mini pair of wrestling shoes from my dad's high school team. And so it's like I had wrestling on both sides of my family, did that my whole life. I did it at the Division I level. I competed Division II, was an All-American there, you know. And so when I got done, pretty much once my senior year started wrapping up, you know, you started thinking, I've got a teaching degree I could go fall back on. And I was like, I could either go do that, which I know I'm not going to like, or maybe let's try and see if I want to get punched in the face. So I called up my college coach, and I was like, hey, I don't really know anything about MMA gyms or where I should go. Do you got any contacts? And he's like, I used to coach the wrestling practices over at the MMA lab every once in a while. He's like, me and John Crouch are good friends. He's like, let me call him, make sure you can get on the team. So I called him. I showed up. It was like a Wednesday sparring day. It was my first day there. I didn't have shin pads, didn't have gloves, didn't have a mouth guard. So I borrowed shins, borrowed boxing gloves, chewed on a piece of cardboard, and got the shit kicked out of me. Like endlessly. And I kept getting mad. I kept double-legging people, and they're like, hey, it's stand-up day, you know. But after that, I was like, I haven't got my ass beat like that ever, I don't think. Not even my first day in a college wrestling room. And something about that I fell in love with. So stuck around. Haven't missed a day since.
Imagine if you went to like a different gym and they just weeded you in slowly. You wouldn't really have that experience. Maybe it would have taken a little longer to experience that.
Yeah. And, you know, it wouldn't make me the man I am today. You know, like I almost kind of envy the guys who get on the team now, because we don't spar super hard like that anymore. You know, if it's our rounds in the cage, we do what we got to do. But it's a different team than it was when I first got on it. But, you know, it made me the man I am now in the fight room. So.
You've competed in some pretty big promotions along the way, LFA, Kombacha Americas. I'm curious if people who are seeing you for the first time are sort of, they want to search YouTube for that sort of standout fight, the one you've been a part of that, I don't know if defines you is the term I'm looking for, but kind of tells the story of who you are as a fighter. What fight would you tell people to go watch?
Yeah, I don't know if it's on YouTube. I actually don't think it is, but if you could watch my last LFA fight, the one that I got disqualified in, I think that perfectly shows. I got 3 10-8 rounds that fight. I absolutely beat the piss out of that Brazilian. So, you know, I think if you go and watch that, I didn't get hit on my feet. He was a karate world champ. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, mounted him multiple times, hit him probably 500 unanswered times. Don't know how the fight wasn't stopped. Hit him one little shot in the back of the head when he curled up in half guard, and he wouldn't get up. And he wouldn't get up not because he was hurt. He wouldn't get up because he was a pussy and he didn't want to be in there with me anymore. So I think if you watch that fight, that defines me.
How frustrating was that night for you? It's the best you've looked at. You said it sort of defines you as a fighter, and then to have it end the way it ended. How frustrating was that for you?
It was frustrating, you know, but I kind of pride myself on I handle situations like that. I've had 5 major surgeries, and I've had to come back from every single one of those a better fighter than I was before. I had a loss like that, and I came back and beat a tough vet my very next fight, who had 16 pro fights. So yeah, it sucks and it's frustrating, and I don't think that guy should be a fighter anymore because he gives a bad name to the sport. But besides that, it's just another day. I'm still here. I'm still where I belong. I'm still in the big leagues where I should be.
Going through what you've gone through to this point, between the surgeries, that DQ, and all of those things, do you feel like, in a way, going through all of that, the stars are finally starting to align for you to start going on this run and show people consistently who you are as a competitor?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we've known it in the gym, at the MMA lab. All my brothers and sisters over there have known it for a long time, how good I am and where I belong. And it's just time for the world to catch up.
How is everything going over at the lab these days? Because I've talked to a lot of fighters that are still there. I know there were some kind of ups and downs that happened. Some people left, and now you're kind of in a position where whoever wants to be there is there and doing their thing. How is the vibe there right now heading into this fight?
It's good, man. And you know what? It's always been good. Those people that left, they thought the grass was greener on the other side. And I think if you want to look at their wins and losses since leaving, you can see that it probably wasn't. No hurt feelings towards those people, but the lab's always been good. It's a family. John Crouch and Benson have created a team chemistry that I don't think can be matched anywhere else. I've gone and just worked out here and there, if I'm on trips at other gyms, and I don't think anything compares to the lab. We are truly a family. If somebody helps me out in my camp, I'm back in the next week helping them get ready for theirs. It's a brother or sisterhood.
And to be on this particular card where Benson is headlining against Michael Chandler, you sort of alluded to, you train there. Ben's a massive staple there. He's one of the captains of the ship, so to speak. How cool is that to be able to share this debut with him?
Oh man, it's awesome. Words can't describe it. I don't know. I've been watching that guy go through his own journey as I've come up with mine, and to be able to be on a card with him when, who knows, it's going to be, probably one of his last-ish fights. Wins this, goes and gets a belt. Who knows how much longer Benson fights. So to be able to, so early in my career, get to share an experience like that with him, words don't describe it. It's amazing.
He seems so fired up for this one. I spoke with him a couple of months ago during this COVID time. It was to preview one of the recharge shows or one of those things that he was a part of. And he said he was ready to take a fight with Chandler on like a day's notice. Said if he booked it tomorrow, I'm down for that. And I kind of love the way that he opened up and talked a little trash on the broadcast of Bellator 242 a little bit. He seems like he is so fired up for this fight. I mean, you've been around him. How excited is he to get back in there and get this one back?
He's more than ready. Ben's one of those oddballs though that he's always ready, right? The guy could go be on a cruise for 2 weeks, eating whatever food he wants to do, getting fat, happy, enjoying his life, coming in the gym next day and break every single person there. The guy is one of a kind, and Chandler's got his hands full, man. I don't see it going any other way than Ben getting his hand raised.
You get Adam Borics, who just lost his first fight to Darian Caldwell back in January. And before that, he's run off a bunch of highlight reel finishes against guys like Aaron Pico, Pat Curran, and others. How do you like this particular matchup for your first Bellator fight?
I love it. I think I'm his worst nightmare in the cage, and he just doesn't realize that yet. I'm gonna be in his face. I'm not gonna give him range. If he wants to start jumping around, I move my feet. I'm just as athletic, if not more athletic. But I'm different, right? Pico is a phenomenal wrestler and has amazing accolades, but he's a freestyle wrestler, right? Like, freestyle guys don't hold anybody down because the ref's going to stand the matchup in 10, 15 seconds if nobody's getting turned. It's the same reason Yoel Romero doesn't ride anybody in his fights, right? He can take them down, but if you notice, everybody gets up on him. People aren't getting up on me. I need 3 takedowns this fight. If I get 3 takedowns, that's one around. He's going to be on the ground. If he gets up, it's because I let him up and I want to beat the shit out of him on his feet.
obviously not a ton of time to prepare for this one, but you've been helping Benson with rounds, so it's not like you're not in shape or anything like that. It's not like you're rolling off the couch and heading to Mohegan Sun. And I know you have a great team and a great staff over there at the lab. Do you use any of this prep time to watch film or anything like that, or do you already just know exactly what you're going to do here?
I didn't need to watch much film. I pay attention to everybody in the 45-pound division, so I knew who he was. I'd watched plenty of film on him before. I watched a little bit just to see his tendencies, right? Maybe he drops his hand in a certain position or what he likes to hit after he does certain things, right? I watch little tendencies, but at the end of the day, if I go into the cage and I do me and I implement my style, it doesn't matter who I'm fighting, right? I'm gonna beat the brakes off him anyways.
I'm curious because you've experienced both, as has Adam heading into this fight, you know, coming into a fight off of a win or coming in off of a loss. What do you feel is like more motivating in your eyes? And I know you can't put yourself in Adam's shoes, but what's more motivating heading into a fight, trying to bounce back from a loss or coming in and trying to extend a winning streak?
I think coming off a loss, man, right? Because at that point, you're almost fighting safe. You're like, oh, shit, I just need to get a win, you know? And I hope he tries to fight safe, you know? But I don't have any pressure on me. A lot of people have said it. I'm getting brought in to lose. That's one of Bellator's golden boys, and that's okay. I'm fine with that position because I know what I'm capable, like I said earlier, so people can think what they want to think.
You seem very relaxed here heading into this opportunity. Is that something that you're always like on fight week? Are you always this relaxed, or is this something that you sort of develop through time?
I've just competed for so many years at the highest level with wrestling. You know, like me being anxious right now isn't going to do anything. We're going to get in a fist fight. I signed the contract. You know, nothing's going to change that from here to now. So I don't know. I've just always kind of been relaxed, and it doesn't matter if it's a big show or if it's in somebody's backyard. You know, it's a fight's a fight. I'll be nervous when the time comes, but for now, no, I'm enjoying every step of the way.
Is this like a one-off type thing with Bellator? Is this sort of an opportunity or the first of many here?
So I got a 2-fight, but after I beat Borics, we'll negotiate and probably get a more multi-deal after this.
Where does a win over a guy like that put you, and you know, what does that do for you in your career, in your opinion? I mean, you're 27. I believe you're about to turn 28 next week. What would this nice birthday present to yourself do for your future in the sport, you think?
Hopefully help my me and my wife's financial stability, huh? She's been supporting my bum ass for a little bit while I've been chasing my dream, so it's about time to give back.
How long you been married?
I've been married a little bit over a year. I got married last year in March.
That's so hard to find in this game, man. Trying to find somebody who understands the life and the mindset of a fighter. It's not every day that you find that. What has that meant to you in your development and where you're at right now?
No, it's been awesome. I don't think there's many fighters that can say that their significant other has been with them since their amateur days. Like, she literally drove me to amateur fights, drove me to my pro debut. You know, she watched me go through hip surgery. She watched me go through little knickknacks, go through losses, go through concussions. Like, she's been my rock. She's been everything. And I think a lot of people kind of get the whole having a girl by your side can be a distraction, right? I had a coach in college who thought that having a girlfriend was the worst thing in the world for you. And yeah, probably a lot of them are, but if you find the good one, they aid you in every way possible and they're there for you. So no, it's been the best, man. She's my best friend, and happy to be finally able to participate in the financial standpoint and give back a little bit.
I assume she's not there with you right now? Or is she there?
No comment.
Okay, fair enough. How do you see this all playing out? How do you set the table for Benson on Friday night?
I go out there and I set the table by putting a pace that lab fighters are known for on people and watch them wilt, and Benson feeds off that. But Benson doesn't need me, right, to do anything. He's a vet, and he's going to do him regardless of how my fight goes. And I know he's going to be stoked for me, and we're going to celebrate and eat some pizza and candy later. I'll drink about 15 and a half beers before I go to sleep. But no, it's going to be a good day, and it's going to be a good day for the lab. The lab's going to get 2 wins, and Stanford MMA is going to get 0. So
how are you enjoying New England in the summertime? I'm sure it's a far cry from that Arizona heat.
Honestly, it's nice right now just because it's so humid, this weight's going to fall off of me. I'm appreciating it right now. Would I want to live here in the summer? Absolutely not. My mullet would probably turn into an afro.
What do you think of the Fight Sphere setup at Mohegan?
The whole setup with like how they have the card and the little workout area and stuff like that.
Yeah, their little safety bubble, so to speak.
Yeah, it's weird. we've got like security outside our rooms. We're pretty much just stuck in the hotel room unless we want to go work out, which for the most part, that's what you do on fight week anyways, you know? So it's not too different than anything else, because at a certain point, you don't want to leave your bed unless it's to go work out or to go get food anyways. But yeah, I'm a little sad I can't go out and experience the East Coast. I've only really been to New York out on this side of the state, so it is what it is.
So you didn't get to bring your rollerblades with you? Because I saw that video you posted earlier. You're at a skate park on Instagram. It didn't go very well for you. Probably better than it would have gone for me. But that was you, right? That wasn't just like somebody else's video?
Yeah, so that's actually my old Instagram account. That account got hacked. So you gotta follow my new one, Magic_Mike_MMA. But no, so I used to rollerblade all the time. Actually, my sophomore year in high school, I wanted to quit after I got upset in the state semifinals. I was the number 1 seed, ended up losing in just a horrific fashion, got tossed to my back with like 5 seconds left to lose by a point in the semis, and took third at state that year. I should have won it, but I was heartbroken, right? And I always loved rollerblading, so I always looked forward to, after wrestling season, I could go hit up all the skate parks, right? And so I got done. I was rollerblading for a little bit, and I came back, and I was like, hey, Mom, I think I'm done wrestling. I'm just going to rollerblade. I'm pretty good. You know, like I could turn professional by the time like I'm done with high school and everything. She's like, okay, sounds good. She like disappeared for like a little bit. Like the next morning I'm eating breakfast or whatever. Got my like rollerblades on my backpack. I'm about to go hit the skate park. She's like, hey, I just wanted to show you this. And she showed me the annual income of a professional rollerblader. And it was like $15,000. And she's like, if you want to do this, you will no longer have a home. She's like, you can keep doing it for fun, but if this is what you want to pursue, I do not support you. And she's like, you could make this in a year of college wrestling scholarship. So long story short, I just pretty much put the rollerblades down. It just became a hobby. And then my wife actually got them for me for Christmas last year. So I was like, on Christmas Day, I was like, yo, we got to go to the skate park. I got to see if I still got it. I do not.
So your X game future kind of ended with that conversation with your mom.
Yeah. And my mom has supported every single dream I've ever had, just not that one.
That's so funny, man. But I think you made the right decision. We're definitely looking forward to this card and this fight, and excited to see you introduce yourself and that mullet to this new audience on Friday night. All the best to you this week, Mike, and in the fight, and thank you for the time, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Take care.